Hey, instructional designers, let's get real for a sec. You're baking a cake. Like a really extra one with all the sprinkles and frosting swirls. Instead of using a toothpick, you pull out a humidity sensor. You get a number, sure, but it tells you absolutely nothing about the cake. Is it fluffy? Is it moist? Is it even edible at this point? Who knows? That, my friend, is what poor validity looks like in assessment. It's like trying to measure your self-worth based on how many Instagram followers you have. Spoiler alert, doesn't work. Stick around till the end of this video because we're diving into how to make sure your assessments actually measure what they're supposed to, not just look fancy. Alright, let's break it down. Validity. Sounds kinda intimidating, right? Like it's something only super serious academics with elbow patches on their tweed jackets talk about. But honestly, it's pretty simple. Validity is all about accuracy. It's not about how many questions your quiz has or how pretty your rubric looks. It's about whether your assessment actually measures what you intended it to measure. Think of it this way. You wouldn't wear a swimsuit to a snowball fight, right? You need the right gear for the right situation. Same goes for assessments. If you want to assess critical thinking, but your questions only test memorization, you're basically sending your students into a blizzard in a bikini. Houston, we have a validity problem, so how do we make sure our assessments are dressed for success? Stay tuned. Okay, grab your thinking caps because we're about to get down to business. There are 3 main types of validity, and each one is like a piece of the puzzle. We've got content validity, construct validity, and criterion validity. Sounds complicated? Don't worry, I got you. First up, content validity. This is all about making sure you're covering all the essential content areas. Think of it like packing for a trip. You need to pack clothes, toiletries, your phone charger, all the essentials. Similarly, a final exam should include questions from all units, not just the first 2. Next, we have construct validity. This one's a little trickier, but stick with me. Construct validity is about making sure you're measuring the concept itself accurately. For example, if you're assessing teamwork, your rubric should check for communication, cooperation, and contribution, not just attendance. And finally, we've got criterion validity. This one's all about predicting real-world performance. Do those scores actually align with how well students perform in a college writing course? If they do, boom! You've got yourself some solid criterion validity. Alright, now that we're all validity experts, let's talk about how to actually make our assessments top-notch. Think of this as your step-by-step guide to assessment glow-up. First things first, align with learning objectives. Every question, every task, every single thing you throw at your students should connect to what they're actually supposed to learn. Don't be that person who puts a pop quiz on the syllabus and then asks about the definition of the word syllabus. Be better than that. Next up, pilot your assessments. This means testing it out with a small group before unleashing it on the masses. Look for confusion, misinterpretation, or gaps in your assessment. It's like a dress rehearsal for your questions. And speaking of avoiding fashion faux pas, let's talk about bias. Watch out for cultural, linguistic, or context-specific cues that could disadvantage some learners. Remember, assessments should be fair and equitable for everyone. Now let's spice things up with some variety. Use multiple formats, quizzes, projects, reflections. Oh my! The more ways you assess your students, the fuller and richer picture you get of what they know and can do. And last but not least, review and revise. Collect data, ask for feedback, and don't be afraid to tweak your assessments until they're practically perfect in every way. Okay, pause the video for a sec. I want you to take 60 seconds to reflect on your own assessment game. Which type of validity do you focus on most, and which one tends to slip through the cracks? Maybe you're a content validity superstar, but construct validity has you stumped, or maybe you're killing it in all 3 areas. Whatever your situation, take a moment to jot down your thoughts in the comments below, journal about it, or bring it up at your next team meeting. Sharing our experiences and learning from each other is how we all level up our assessment game. So, what have we learned today? Besides the fact that I should probably stick to ordering takeout instead of baking, we've learned that validity is crucial for creating meaningful assessments. Without it, your assessments are like using a compass in a world without north. You might get answers, but they won't guide you or your learners anywhere meaningful. Remember, when it comes to assessment, accuracy is key. Align your assessments with your learning objectives, avoid bias, and don't be afraid to get creative with different formats. And most importantly, always be open to reviewing and revising your work. Now, if this video made your ID brain go, aha, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your fellow educators. Let's spread the validity love. And remember, we simplify your creativity and innovations. Oh my gosh, you're still here. You're actually dedicated to this whole assessment thing, huh? I love it. Okay, since you're clearly a VIP viewer, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Validity isn't just some abstract concept that educators came up with to torture themselves, although it might feel that way sometimes. It's actually about respecting your students' time and effort. When you create valid assessments, you're showing your students that you value their learning and that you're invested in their success. And that, my friends, is a beautiful thing. All right, I'm done with my little soapbox moment. Go forth and create amazing, valid assessments. And that's a wrap. We just unpacked more assessment knowledge than a suitcase at baggage claim. Hopefully you found this video helpful and maybe even a little bit entertaining. Remember, creating valid assessments doesn't have to be a drag. In fact, it can be a really fun and creative process. So go out there, experiment, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. Because at the end of the day, the most important thing is that you're constantly learning and growing as an educator. All right, I'm out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more educational adventures.